Hello traders, Nick Shaheen looking at Nikola. This is a stock that I just traded long and it was like the perfect timing, even though just a few days ago I hated it. The idea of it, because I saw the spokesperson a couple weeks ago and he rubbed me the wrong way. And then I saw the opportunity on the chart and I traded it up, and it played out really well for the readers. So I do send out my notes and share them. So if you want to get into that, there's a link down below. Actually, access to the chat room as well. We do this all day, every day. It's a lot of fun. It's where we put our heads together because we're smarter as more eyeballs are watching than just one pair. So anyway, back to the chart. The fundamentals, the company is still early, so you can't judge it on what it's selling now. You can only bet on the thesis, and the thesis is long term, and you can't kill it now unless it comes out and says, well, this can't work, and nobody can say that. This is the same idea as Tesla, the thesis part, not the fact that it shares the name of the guy. So anyway, a lot of things about it I hated, but it didn't stop me from trading it long, and in a couple of ways, and it played out in a big way. So this is a chart, a daily chart. It really is hard to say anything from it except the fact that it fell into support and it bounced off of it, and now shit's gonna happen. What do I mean by that? It's higher lows, lower highs coming into a pinpoint. If I draw a line like this and I draw a line down here, something's gonna happen. Usually it's either this or that. Either way, it's tradable, and take the emotions out of it. If you love it for the long term, then you can just turn this off because it's for the long term. So why do you care what happens tomorrow or next week? Your thesis is still correct, then it doesn't matter. The price gyrations right now don't really matter. And let me put my drawings on it, and I'll share where the breakout happened. Clearly the breakout was off of a neckline, and it came in a burst, and now it's revisiting the footing on the daily. But if you get closer, there's so much more to tell. So we can do that in a second. When it fell down here, it was a buy the dip moment, and I started my trade by selling put spreads because I knew that the fans of the stock will defend it because it's falling into a pivot. Whoever bought it here made a ton of money. So now it's coming back into here, they would have bought it again. So I sold puts into what I thought they would defend, and that played out. But so let's get into more granular look. So this is the 60-minute chart. So every candle now is 1 hour. So now you can see that there was a ledge from which they fell. They came back to it and they failed, and then they took it out, and now they're trying to establish it as footing. That's really the most important statement right here. So ideally, this breakout should continue, but it is running into problems, which is this ledge right here. Something happened here to where it fell off a cliff. This is shorter term. We're talking days here. And it's coming back into it. Moreover, this was an area of interest too before this ledge. So it is, yes, it's got a gap to fill. Filled a lot of it, so it will need the help of the whole market. On this time frame, I believe the bulls will step up and buy it as it falls, if it falls into 38, 39. This is the point of control, and so this is where we know from history, from this history here, what we're looking at, that the bulls and the bears like to trade it there, so it will provide support. There's risk to fall back to the base and close the gap, but the idea is they burst and they're trying to set higher lows and to recover. So this is constructive for as long as this continues. So the trade is, for the long term, the investment is don't change your attitude with it, stick with it. It depends on where you bought it. And for the shorter term traders, know your levels and know these levels I just mentioned because they matter. Machines are doing a lot of the trading, and if they use data to do that, and the data is in the history. And if you don't study charts, then you're not doing your homework. So you see these two lines, I pointed them at the time saying it was tight. I haven't done a video on this one in a while, I think. So the idea is something's going to happen very soon because the action is getting tighter and tighter, and the breakout is ongoing on the shorter term, like we just looked on the 60. So the whole price action is in the control of the buyers. And then you've got the Tesla news. NIO reported, and hey, and then whoa. So you've got mixed emotions on the front of EVs. But this company had its own good news by selling garbage trucks, basically. And apparently they don't need to build a new platform for it because they can repurpose one that they already have. So regardless of how cheap they did the deal at, first of all, it brings a shit ton of cash, and eventually, and it brings legitimacy, and business breeds business. So if another company sees that, hey, these guys are putting however big the order was, this much money on the line, then let's take a look. Maybe they can help us too. So it just legitimizes the company a little bit more. If you watch the first video, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I bet you I was bearish, calling bullshit on it. So then I listened to him again, and I was like, you know what? Let me check my emotions at the door. Let me see. Let me hear him again. And I did. It sounded so much better. My perception changed, and I definitely would not short the stock unless I'm shorting a specific trigger, and because the thesis is long term. It's hard to battle a monster that has a head that sticks out way out there, right? So it's trade the chart, check the emotions at the door. I went long, I shared it, and it almost paid immediately, and the stock was up big. I didn't want it to be this fast, but hey, it came. Why not? So Nick signing out. But before, if you don't subscribe to this YouTube channel, do it. It's free. And also, I encourage you to check out the chat room. It's a total fun.